I would like to thank you all for being here again and also invite Ayush on stage because, it's a journey. Talking about the company, talking about your products, talking about your clients, talking about technology can be a different challenge. But talking about something which you have done, which is more or less a give back to the ecosystem in terms of jotting it down, documenting it, not for your clients, not for your customers, but for people in the ecosystem. And that is what exactly Ayush has done. So, let me invite Ayush on stage to speak about something which is really, driving the passion today.
Thank you, Amit. Hi, everyone, again, and happy to see a full house. So, yeah, I think my topic is a bit different to tell you. I think while I had given some other notes to Amit few days back, but yesterday I was thinking, okay, what should I really talk about? Because I think I already have a crowd here who is, have been even further than me. Like I aspire to be you guys in some of the spaces. So I thought of a topic which, thought of three topics actually. So three FAQs that usually keep coming back to me whenever I'm talking about my book. And I thought to cover these three topics. Now again, since time is less, so I'll take one of them. So I'll speak out these three topics and you tell me which one you want me to talk about, okay? So the first topic is, how did I write my book? Second topic is, how can you write a book? And third topic is, how can one write a book? Because that's the question I always get. Whenever I go, people just ask me, yaar, ye batao ki likhte kaise hai? So I thought, okay, let me take 10 minutes today to talk about how to write a book. And of course, about the book, we'll keep covering. And, with a panel later, we'll talk more about what is in the book. But I can talk about how to write a book. So, yeah. Why this topic is important, because I think I saw this stats that 33 million books are on Amazon, and the next two stats I basically made out, which is 100 million books are on Google Docs and 500 million books are in thoughts. So there are, of course, so many people who want to write a book. I being myself like 6 months till 6 months back. So I know like everybody has the thought that, okay, let's write something. And many of these are in docs or in thoughts. So, and in fact, this is one interesting stats I read that, there is an author, one in every 3 people. And I think if we have 100 people, I know that there are 30 aspiring writers here today. So are there like a raise of hands for aspiring writers who all I can look up to? Okay, great. So yeah, I'm looking up to that, your event soon gets up here and I'm invited. So, okay, so that's why I felt that let's talk about how to write a book, what I learned in my journey. So yeah, that's the first lesson. Find a topic that's aligned to you. So that was one of the things that I really learned, because again, this is my first book, but this is not the first attempt to write a book. I was trying to do a book like for at least last 5 years. And every time there were different topics that I started on. But eventually I was able to finish this one because I found out that, yeah, this one I'm really aligned to. So this really related to my day-to-day work and things I could talk about. So, since you guys are here, let me share with you like few topics that you can take up, understanding the crowd here today. Like you could write about building startups, or you could write about entrepreneurial journey, or you could write about growth hacking. You could write about tools to equip with, because I know a lot of developers and development tools we are having today. You could write about learning product development. You could write about make your wife happy. No, you can. I mean, I assume there are some experts here. So what I mean to say is that, of course, it does not have to be always technical, but something that you are passionate about, you should definitely go about it. Second thing is, yes, go for small wins, because yes, writing a book is a long journey. It takes time. So, sometimes unless you're getting some constant feedback or a constant nudge, it becomes a bit lonely. So after time, you feel like, okay, am I writing really right or not? Or what am I, would this be valuable or not, and so on. So go for small wins. Try to align your plan with something that you can, continuously like talk about, or again take some feedback. So for me, like I can say that I used my newsletter to a great extent. So the chapters of my book, many of them I actually kept on sharing with my newsletter list. And in fact, as I share here, like the side effect of writing so much was that my like overall newsletter rate also increased over time. So while 2018 or 19 or 20 I was having newsletter but barely sending out an email, I found that by 2021 and 2022 I have been very regular, because now these things all connected, that I was writing but not only for the book but also for my newsletter, for people I know, and so on. And I was constantly getting feedback like yeah, I mean, okay. So some feedback started coming in, which kept on encouraging me. So these are some emails that I received during this journey, that on those particular posts, for example, people would revert back. So it kind of created that feedback loop and an encouragement throughout the journey. The third thing that is a pro tip that I'd like to share if you want to write is start at the start of the day, because I have some graphic here. So if you don't start at the start of the day, you'll always feel that this is how you'll block your calendar, say 5 p.m. But your real calendars, as you would know, always is not like that, but probably like that. So your time that you have probably chosen just gets muddled up with other things. So it's really difficult if you don't start. And here's a quiz for you guys. Now in this calendar, which I believe you can all relate to, where do you really see the time to write? Yeah, I mean, at the start of the day, like at the top, probably you see some blocks there. So, yeah, like that was exactly my point, that start your content at the start of the day. You'll find less distraction, or you'll find less days when you planned, but then something else happened. So that's one thing, if you want to write, just start probably at the start rather than towards the end or later. The other thing that worked for me was let everyone know. Of course, like as they say, like announce out, so you feel that kind of, again, constant pressure or constant nudge from other people, especially your team and your family. I think like people who are close to you, you should tell them out that you are planning to do this, so that, one, of course, they are updated and they can encourage you. But second, if there are any plans they make for you, your goals can be accommodated within that. So for me, like I set it out as a goal, as a OKR right back in 2020, and told my whole company that I'm going to write a book. So that created some additional, again, positive motivation of reporting ke kya hua. So that really worked. Then, like I said, because like connecting back to the first point, that you need to write on something that you could relate to. So once you do that, then I think you can find ideas from everywhere. So for me, again, a lot of ideas came because I was continuously in sales calls, talking with customers, talking with people, talking with the team, and trying to figure out what are the questions people are asking. So these are like real diary entries that, I have my diary, so I'm continuously writing. So in fact, my book has a lot of technical chapters, but to confess, I am not a technical person. So all what I wrote actually came out of understanding and learning from other people. Okay, what they're saying, yes, this is making sense. Yes, people are interested in this. Can you tell me more about this so I can write down? So that continuously happened for last 2 years. And like these entries, I would always go back, write down, then give it back to the technical people. That is that right? So that really helped overall to write out. But yeah, that's the pro tip, that when you get an idea and scribble it down, but you can't later recognize. So always write it in a good handwriting, as you could make out from my diary entry. In fact, one, two books I think got lost because I was not able to understand later. So always make sure that you write it in the right way. And then, of course, don't wait for the perfect day, because perfect day does not happen. And again, that's a learning for me as well. I mean, I'm still learning, but I feel that is the way it works. There's never the perfect day or never the perfect timing that, okay, now everything will fall into place. I'll get the time and I'll get the topic. But you just keep doing. And basically, while I think you imagine this, and let me tell you again, this seems to be the perfect day, but this is the day I'm not writing. I'm like actually posing for the nice scenery. But I think more of real days were more like this on my desk, and even more like this, where my laptop was half getting snatched out. So yeah, that's how it works out. Just keep writing, but don't wait for the perfect time to write the book. So yeah, these are some lessons that I learned in my journey, and happy to share because I really want you guys to, as I said, like if you can take some inspiration and write your book and let me know. That is what I think would be the most important takeaway for me. Lastly, yes, follow your dreams because, of course, like believe in what you want to do and just keep moving. I'll end it with something that I really loved, like some lyrics of a song. It's a rap, actually, and I've never done a rap on stage, but it's a rap. I like to share in my own way the lyrics, which is a Fort Minor, Remember the Name, which is a song that I hear a lot, and it goes something like this. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of the will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. So I think, just believing in it and doing things that make you make an impact and keep moving about it. Thank you.